For this practice, we'll need a belt or a strap. And then make your way onto your hands and knees. Child's position, bring your knees as wide as the mat. Big toes touching, extend your arms over your head. Rest your forehead on the mat. Extended child's pose allows us to open up the shoulder joints. We are lengthening the side of the waist. We are opening the hips, the ankles at the same time with your eyes closed. Bringing the gaze inwards, observing how do I feel today? Any sensations in my shoulder joints, in my upper back, in my face? Where am I tensing? Noticing that space between your eyebrows. Reconnecting to your breath, your inhales and to your exhales. Breathing in through your fingertips, the sides of the waist. All the way to your toes. Breathing out, softening a little bit more. Couple more rounds like that. Deep inhale. Slowing down the transition, and as you exhale, maybe creating that slight constriction at the back of your throat. Gently activating your fingers to your arms. Walk your hands to the front edge of the mat. So your elbows lift off the ground. Keeping your forearms now on the mat. Lift up into forearm tabletop position. Readjusting your knees slightly so your knees are hip distance. Rooting out for your inner palms, your inner forearms. Couple of rounds of cat and cow. Inhale, lift and extend. Head, neck follows the movement of the spine. As you exhale around, push the mat away from you, spreading those shoulder blades, so shoulder protraction. One more round like that. Inhale, shoulder retraction, so your shoulder blades are moving towards the spine. As you exhale, round. On your inhale, find your long spine. Step your feet back into forearm plank position, holding here for a moment, stabilizing the center. And then slowly lower all the way onto your front. Untuck your toes, Sphinx position, pull the mat towards you, chest to your upper arms, tops of the feet pressing into the ground. Bring your elbows to the sides, interlace your hands behind your back. On your inhale, lift your chest, reach your finger knuckles towards your heels. Long neck. Cobra variation. As you exhale, slowly lower down. Let go of your interlace. Bring your hands next to your chest. Elbows above your wrists. Tuck your toes. Push back into tabletop position. From tabletop, on your inhale, lift your right arm up towards the sky. Twist. As you exhale, bring your right arm underneath your left armpit. Thread the needle pose. Lower your shoulder onto your mat. Extend your left arm up towards the sky. Flip the palm. Bring your arm behind your back. Half bind. So maybe your hand is resting on your sacrum. Maybe you find your right thigh. With every inhale, creating a little bit more length and extension. As you exhale, opening your chest a little bit more towards the sky. Let go of your half binds. Replace your left hand on the mat. Push back up into tabletop position. Second side. On your inhale, lift your left arm up. Twist. Keeping your hips neutral. As you exhale, thread the needle. Second side. Extend your right arm up towards the sky. Flip the palm. Bring your arm behind your back. Half binds. Pausing here for a moment. Using inhales to create that extension, and as you exhale, going a little bit deeper into that twist. Let go of your half binds. Replace your right hand on the mat. Push back up into tabletop position. So from here, keeping your toes tucked, bring your hips towards your heels. We will need a strap. Before we do that, bring your hands towards your hips and just becoming aware, what is my pelvis doing? So pelvis is doing two different actions. Anterior pelvic tilt, so I'm overarching my lower back. I'm separating my frontal hip bones from my frontal ribs, and posterior pelvic tilt. Frontal hip bones towards my frontal ribs, so I am protecting that lumbar spine, lower back. Let's do it once again. Anterior pelvic tilt and posterior pelvic tilt. So think about that posterior pelvic tilt. Take your strap, separate your hands, one arm length. We might need to readjust in the process. Lifting your strap shoulder height. On your next inhale, reach your arms over your head. Notice what happens to your shoulders. So usually we start to tense the shoulders and we start to bend the elbows at some point. Yeah, so what we want to think about here, keeping that posterior pelvic tilt, shoulders away from the ears, arms straight. Inhale. As you exhale, bring your arms behind your back without losing that posterior pelvic tilt. Couple more rounds like that with your breath. Inhale. And exhale. If you notice, you can bring your hands a little bit closer. You can also do that. Inhale, reach your arms over your head. As you exhale, bring your arms behind your back. No rush, slow movements. Inhale up. And exhale down. Two more times like that. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. and exhale. Last one, inhale and exhale. Inhale up and exhale. Let go of your strap. Shake out your arms, shake out your shoulders, shake out your feet. Place your hands onto your mat. Step back into plank position. Shoulders over your wrists, heels pressing into imaginary wall behind you. Have a look at your hands. Index finger, middle finger pointing to the front edge of the mat. So we are not protracting, we are also not retracting. So finding that middle ground, activating your center, your trunk as you exhale. Lift your hips, downward facing dog position. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Maybe slightly bending your knees, lengthening off the sides of your torso first. Lifting your forearms off the ground like we did before in that child's position. Downward facing dog. On your inhale, with your breath, shift your weight into your high plank, shoulders over your wrists. As you exhale, lift your hips, downward facing dog. Take an inhale. Let it out. Walk your hands all the way back towards your feet. Ragdoll position. Interlace your hands behind your back like we did before. Gently sway from side to side. You can also hold your strap if the interlace is not quite available today. Let go of your interlace. Walk your hands to the front edge of the mat, back into your pulling position. As you exhale, lift your hips, downward facing dog. On your inhale, lift your right leg behind you, three-legged dog. Right knee to your forehead, shoulders over your wrists. Extended back, three-legged dog. Once again, right knee to your forehead, around your upper back like we did in cat position. Step your foot in between your hands. Lower your left knee onto your mat, untuck your toes. Inhale, come up into your low lunge position, VINYASA. Think about that posture, pelvic tilt, ribs in. Extend your left arm in front of you, eagle arms. Left arm under. Maybe you give yourself a hug, maybe one rep, double rep. Lift your elbow shoulder height. Pausing here for a moment, opening the left side, the psoas muscles, hip flexors. Let go of your eagle arms, reach your arms towards the sky, inhale. As you exhale, hands onto your mat, tuck your left toes, lift your left knee off the mat. Left hand down, right arm up, easy twist. Lower your right hand onto your mat, stay on your fingertips, straighten your front leg, right hip back, left hip forward, wide-legged pyramid pose. Lengthening your spine, rooting out for your heel, so your front heel, your front big toe joint, spreading your toes wide. Rebend your front knee, lower your left heel onto your mat, align heel to arch, right hand on the inside of your right foot, maybe your right forearm on your right thigh. Left arm all the way over your head, extended side angle, rotating your tricep towards your face. One line from your left heel to your fingertips, one more breath. Lower your left hand onto your mat, spin on the ball of your left foot. Step back into high plank position. As you exhale, lower down low plank, maybe drop your knees. Push back up, high plank. Exhale, downward facing dog position. Take an inhale. Let it out. Second side, lift your left leg behind you, three-legged dog. Left knee to your forehead, shoulders over your wrists. Extend it back, three-legged dog. Once again, left knee to your forehead, step your foot. Lower your right knee onto your mat, untuck your toes. Inhale, come up into low lunge position, VINYASA. Extend your right arm in front of you, eagle arms, second side. Pausing here for a moment. Shoulders away from the ears. Let go of your eagle arms, reach your arms towards the sky, inhale. As you exhale, hands onto your mat, tuck your right toes, lift your right knee off the mat. Right hand down, left arm up, easy twist. Rooting down at the same time, reaching up with your left fingertips. Lower your left hand onto your mat. Come up onto your fingertips. Do not move your feet. Wide-legged pyramid pose. Straighten your front leg. Rebend your front knee. Lower your right heel onto your mat. Align heel to arch. Left hand on the inside of your left foot. Maybe your left forearm on your thigh. Maybe use a block. Right arm all the way over your head. Extended side angle. Yes, so we are opening the front hip joint, creating a little bit more length of the whole right side. One more breath. Lower your right hand onto your mat, spin on the ball of your right foot, step back into high plank position. Exhale, lower down low plank. This time lower all the way onto your mat. Untuck your toes, hands underneath your shoulders, cobra, lift your chest. Tops of the feet pressing into the ground, long neck. Exhale, lower down. Walk your hands back, elbows above your wrists for upward facing dog. Lift your chest, your thighs, your knees off the ground. Long neck. Exhale, lift your hips, downward facing dog position. Take an inhale. Let it out. From downward facing dog, lift your heels. Bend your knees, look forward, step or lightly float. Inhale, halfway lift, long spine, long neck. Exhale, fold. Once again, inhale, halfway lift. Hands to your hips, long spine, rise all the way up to standing. Mountain pose, Tadasana. Feet together, feet hip distance. Rooting out all four corners of the feet. At the same time, reaching up toward the sky with the crown of your head. Open your eyes, Surya Namaskara A. Reach your arms toward the sky. Inhale. As you exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift, long spine, long neck. Hands onto your mat, step, maybe lightly float. Chaturanga, inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog position. From downward facing dog, lift your right leg behind you, three-legged dog. Right into your left elbow, twist, going across. Extended back, three-legged dog. Bend your knee, rotate your right hip open, circle your right ankle, clockwise, anti-clockwise. Square your hips back towards the mat, right into your right elbow, same side. Extended back, three-legged dog. Shift your weight into three-legged plank. Plank pose, right leg is lifted, right knee to your chest. Step your foot, stay on the ball of your left foot, so your feet hip distance. Hands towards your hips, a long spine, rise all the way up to standing. Slightly bending your left knee, finding that middle ground with your pelvis. Once again, posture, pelvic tilt. Interlace your hands behind your back. Inhale, lengthen your spine as you exhale, straighten your left leg a little bit more without losing that length in your spine. Let go of your interlace, reach your arms towards the sky. Inhale. As you exhale, hands onto your mat. Lower your left heel onto your mat. For warrior one position. So your heels hip distance, left foot on a very sharp angle. Right hip back, left hip forward. Rise all the way up into warrior one position. Inhale. Interlace your hands behind your back like we just did before. Inhale, straighten your spine. As you exhale, humble warrior, fold over your front leg. Right hip back, left hip forward. Let go of your interlace. Inhale, come all the way up to standing. Reach your arms towards the sky, warrior one position. Exhale, hands onto your mat. Step your left foot forwards 1/3 of the way. Right hip back, left hip forward, long spine, hands towards your hips. Rise all the way up to standing. Pyramid pose. Adding Gomukhasana arms, so from here, reach your left arm up towards the sky, flip the palm, bring your hands between your shoulder blades. Maybe you might want to use your strap here, so you hold your strap. Right arm to your right side, flip the palm, internal rotation, bend the elbow, maybe you're catching your strap, maybe you're catching your hands. Inhale, extend your spine, and as you exhale, fold over your right leg. Right hip back, left hip forward, reaching forward with your left elbow, keeping your spine long, making sure we are not locking the front knee. Yes, so activating the muscles around the knee joints, lifting the quad, lifting the kneecap, calf to shin. Press your heels into the mat, rise all the way up to standing. Let go of your strap if you have it. Shake out your arms, step your left foot to your right foot to the front of the mat. Feet together, knees together, bend your knees, chair pose, Utkatasana, inhale. As you exhale, hands to your heart center, twist to your right side, and then hook your left elbow on the outside of your right thigh. On your inhale, come back into chair, one breath. As you exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift, hands onto your mat, step float. Make your way back into downward facing dog position. Second side, lift your left leg behind your three-legged dog. Left knee to your right elbow, twist, going across. Extended back, three-legged dog. Bend your knee, rotate your left hip open. Circle your left ankle, clockwise, anti-clockwise. Square your hips back towards the mat. Left knee to your left elbow, shoulders over your wrists. Extended back, three-legged dog. Shift your weight into three-legged plank. Left knee to your chest, step your foot. Feet hip distance, stay on the ball of your right foot. Inhale, come up into crescent lunge position. Interlace your hands behind your back, ribs in. Inhale, extend your spine as you exhale. Straighten your right leg a little bit more. Let go of your interlace, reach your arms towards the sky. Inhale. As you exhale, hands onto your mat. Lower your right heel onto your mat, heels hip distance, left hip back, right hip forward, hands towards your hips. Rise all the way up to standing. Warrior one position. Inhale. Interlace your hands to the opposite thumb on top. Lengthen your spine as you exhale. Fold over your front leg. Humble warrior. Left hip back. Right hip forward. Press your heels into the mat. Come all the way up to standing. Reach your arms. Warrior one position. Exhale. Hands onto your mat. Step your right foot forward 1/3 of the way. So you have one leg length between your heels. Left hip back, right hip forward, hands towards your hips, and rise all the way up to standing. Right arm up towards the sky, flip the palm. Gomukhasana arms, bring your hands between your shoulder blades, left arm to your left side. Flip the palm, internal rotation. Bend the elbow. See how your second side feels. Lengthen your spine, and as you exhale, fold over your left leg. Left hip back, right hip forward. On your inhale, rise all the way up to standing. Let go of your arms. Shake it out. Step your right foot to your left foot. Feet together, knees together. Bend your knees. Utkatasana chair. Inhale. As you exhale, hands to your heart center. Twist to your left side. And then hook your left or your right elbow on the outside of your left thigh. Realigning your knees. So your knees in one line. On your inhale, come back into chair. One breath. Exhale, fold. Separate your feet hip distance. Catch your big toes with your two peace fingers. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, pull your toes towards your elbows to the sides. Relax your head, relax your neck. Let go of your toes. Place your hands onto your mat. Step back into plank position. Lower your knees onto your mat, tabletop. Walk your hands to the front edge of the mat. Anahata Asana, puppy dog stretch. So your hips stay above your knees. Rest your forehead on the mat, maybe on a block. Pausing here for a couple of moments. Slide yourself all the way onto your front, back into Sphinx position. We've been here in the very beginning. Untuck your toes. Have a look at your elbows. Maybe readjust your elbows so your elbows are shoulder distance. Maybe you stay here. Maybe you lift your forearms off the ground. At the same time, still pulling the mat towards you. Replace your forearms on the mat. Tuck your toes. Lift your knees. Lift your hips. Forearm plank position. Holding here. Walk your feet towards your elbows, dolphin pose. Your head is off the ground. Maybe slightly bending your knees. Maybe interlace your fingers. Dolphin pose. Great place to be to open up that upper back, the shoulder joints, and to strengthen the back muscles. So one more breath. Reversing the movement, walk your feet all the way back into forearm plank position. Slowly lower all the way onto your front. Untuck your toes. Bring your elbows to the sides. Interlace your hands behind your back. On your inhale, lift your chest, lift your toes, lift your thighs. Locust pose, Shalabhasana. Roll the inner thighs towards the sky. Let go of your interlace. Reach your fingertips towards your heels. Bend your knees. Catch your ankles. Dhanurasana, bow pose. Feet together, knees together as much as you can. Exhale, lower down. Let go of your ankles. Lengthen your legs. Extend your arms to your right, to your left, like capital T shape. Keeping your left arm extended. Bring your right hand next to your chest. Roll onto your left side. Bend your right knee. Bring your right foot behind your left leg. Rest your head on the mat. Extend your right arm up towards the sky. Flip the palm, bring your arm behind your back. Half bind, like we did in the beginning. Pausing here for a couple of moments. So we are stretching, lengthening the front of the torso, opening the left shoulder joint. And then come back to center, change to the other side. Extend your right arm, palm facing towards the floor, left hand next to your chest. Roll onto your right side. Bend your left knee, bring your left foot behind your right leg. Left arm up, flip the palm, bring your arm behind your back. Come back to center, bring both hands next to your chest. Push back into your child's position. Bring your arms alongside your body, rest your forehead on the mat.